Hello and a very warm welcome back to Go Next. In our previous lessons, we built a strong foundation by exploring nouns, pronouns, verbs, and conjunctions in detail. If you missed any of those, you can always catch up on our previous lessons. But now, it's time to add some color and detail. Get ready to make your language more vivid and descriptive, because today, we are diving into the wonderful world of adjectives. Stay with us to discover how these powerful words can bring your sentences to life. Let's go next. Welcome to our grammar lesson. Today, we have an exciting journey into the world of adjectives. We'll start with a simple introduction to what adjectives are, then we'll explore the different types of adjectives you need to know. We'll also look closely at what adjectives do in a sentence, followed by a fun activity to test your skills, and finally, a conclusion to wrap everything up. Let's begin with the basics. So, what is an adjective? It's a describing word. Its main job is to qualify or describe a noun, adding to its meaning. Think of it as a noun helper. Now, let's look at the two main positions where we use adjectives. First, you have the attributive structure. Here, the adjective is placed directly beside the noun it describes, like this, adjective plus noun or pronoun. For instance, she bought a red car. Here, the adjective red is right before the noun car. The second structure is predicative. Here, the adjective is linked to the noun by a verb, most commonly the be verb. The structure is subject plus be plus adjective. The movie was boring. Here, the adjective boring is connected to the subject the movie by the verb was. Here are more examples of adjectives used in sentences. She loves Italian cuisine. The tall tree provided shade from the hot sun. The soup was too salty. We are happy. There is little hope of finding the lost key. Look at the specific role of adjectives. They add specificity by answering key questions about a noun. For example, what size is it? Small. What is its appearance? Shiny. What is its color? Red. What is its shape? Round. All these roles come together perfectly in a single sentence. I see a small, shiny, red, round apple. See how each adjective builds a clearer, more detailed picture? Adjectives are powerful because they answer specific core questions about a noun. Let's see how this works with our examples. They painted the wall blue. What color? Blue. They live in a huge house. What size? Huge. The artist used a round canvas. What shape? Round. The excited children waited. What kind? Excited. I have several books. How many? Several. We replaced the broken window. What condition? Broken. By answering these simple questions, adjectives provide all the essential details. Now that we know what adjectives do, let us explore the different types of adjectives. They are qualitative adjectives, quantitative adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, possessive adjectives, interrogative adjectives, distributive adjectives, proper adjectives. Descriptive adjectives are what we typically think of first. They describe the qualities, state, or kind of a noun. They answer the question what kind. The qualitative and proper adjectives on our list fall into this category. For example, a beautiful painting or Italian food. On the other hand, limiting adjectives do not describe qualities. Instead, they point to, quantify, or specify a noun. They limit the noun by answering questions like, which one? This, that. How many? Some, 5. Whose? My, their. Most of the other types on our list, quantitative, demonstrative, possessive, interrogative, and distributive, are limiting adjectives. This distinction helps us understand their different jobs in a sentence. Now, let's organize these types of adjectives by their function. We have our 7 main categories. Qualitative adjectives describe quality or state. Quantitative adjectives show quantity or amount. Demonstrative adjectives point out specific nouns. Possessive adjectives show ownership. Interrogative adjectives used in questions. Distributive adjectives refer to individual members. Proper adjectives come from proper nouns. Let's begin with our first and most common type, descriptive adjectives. These are the adjectives that give us information about the kind or quality of a noun. They describe things like color, size, shape, feeling, taste, and appearance. For example, she ate a sweet apple. Describes the taste. He is a brave firefighter. Describes the personality. The table had a smooth surface. Describes the texture. The vibrant sunset was beautiful. Describes the appearance. These adjectives often have comparative and superlative forms, like sweet, sweeter, sweetest. They help create vivid, detailed pictures in our minds. Our next type is demonstrative adjectives. Their job is simple but essential. They answer the question which one? And point directly to a specific noun. Remember the key rule: a demonstrative adjective always comes right before a noun. Here are the four main ones, this for a singular noun close to us. Example, this cake is delicious. That for a singular noun far from us. Example, look at that tree. These for plural nouns close to us. Example, these shoes are my favorite. Those for plural nouns far from us. Example, I want those mangoes. A quick tip: if the word stands alone without a noun, it becomes a pronoun. For example, I want that, here, that is a demonstrative pronoun, not an adjective. Now let's look at quantitative adjectives. These adjectives tell us about the quantity or amount of a noun. They are divided into two clear categories. First, we have definite quantity, which gives an exact number or amount. For example, I have 2 brothers. Give me double the amount. Second, we have indefinite quantity, which gives a general, not exact, amount. For example, I saw many birds. We have a little time. He showed no interest. Whether definite or indefinite, these adjectives help us understand exactly how much or how many we're talking about. Moving on, we come to indefinite adjectives. These are used when we want to talk about a quantity or number, but not an exact one. The key rule is they always come directly before the noun they describe. For example, I need some help with this project. Do you have any questions? Many students passed the exam. We have enough time to finish. I have read several books. They are called indefinite precisely because they give a general, not a specific, amount or number. Possessive adjectives. These adjectives are simple but vital. They show ownership and answer the question whose. Look at these examples. This is my car. Is this your book? That is his house. I like her dress. There are 3 key rules to remember. First, a possessive adjective cannot stand alone. It must always be followed by the noun it possesses. Second, they agree with the possessor, not the thing possessed. For example, we say he loves his mother and he loves his parents. The adjective his stays the same. Third, they never use an apostrophe. It's always its for belonging to it, never its, which means it is. Distributive adjectives. These adjectives are very specific. They pick out individual members from a group, one at a time. The key rules are simple but strict. They are always followed by a singular noun. They require a singular verb. Look at these examples. Each student received a textbook. Every house on the street has a garden. You can choose either option. Neither answer was correct. Words like each, every, either, and neither help us focus on one member of a group separately. Proper adjectives. These are special because they are formed from proper nouns, the specific names of people, places, or cultures. And just like proper nouns, they are always capitalized. They are often created by adding suffixes like in, an, essay, ish, or I see. For example, China becomes Chinese opera. Italy becomes Italian pizza. America becomes American democracy. Islam becomes Islamic art. They describe something by connecting it directly to its specific origin, giving us a clear and precise picture. Each one is derived from a proper noun and is always capitalized. For instance, from America, we get American. Persian from Persia, Iran. From India, we get Indian. From Italy, we get Italian. From Islam, we get Islamic. From Europe, we get European. Let's look at interrogative adjectives. Their job is simple, they are used to ask questions about a noun. The most important rule is that they are always followed directly by a noun. We have three main ones, which used for specific choices. Example, which book did you choose? What used for more general questions. Example, what time is the meeting? Whose used to ask about possession. Example, whose phone is this? So, remember, if which, what, or whose is immediately followed by a noun, it's acting as an interrogative adjective. Function of adjectives. We have learned about the types of adjectives. Let's see how they function in a sentence. Adjectives have several key jobs. First, they describe. They give us details about a noun's quality or state, like in the red car or a tall building. Second, they classify. They tell us what category or type something belongs to, such as French pastry or wooden table. Third, they compare. They show the difference in degree between nouns, like a faster bike or the smartest student. Fourth, they identify. They point out or specify a particular noun, as in my pen or which option. And finally, they quantity. They tell us how much or how many of something there is, for example, some water or 3 apples. In summary, adjectives are versatile. Whether they are describing, classifying, comparing, identifying, or quantifying, their main role is to add clarity and detail to our noun. Alright, adjective experts. We've learned all about what adjectives are and how they work. Now, it's time to put your knowledge into action with a fun activity. Let's start with our first pair, small, and dog. The small dog played in the park. Sweet, chocolate. I love the taste of sweet chocolate. Tall, building. The tall building touched the clouds. Pause and create your sentence with cold water. Remember to make it a complete thought. I drank cold water after my run. You're doing absolutely amazing. Now, I challenge you to try more pairs like. Brown shoes. He put on his brown shoes this morning. Green grass. I like to walk on green grass. New book, and shiny car. Today I bought a new book. Look at the shiny car. Adjectives, often described as the paintbrushes of language. They add color and detail to our words. Without them, our sentences would be plain and boring. From descriptive to interrogative, we've witnessed how these versatile words enhance the depth and clarity of our communication. Do you have any questions about adjectives? Feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to clarify any doubts you may have. Loved exploring adjectives? The grammar adventure continues. Join us. Post your favorite one in the comments and let's celebrate your learning. Thank you for watching. Learn. Grow. Achieve. Subscribe and ring the bell to go next for more lessons.